All right, welcome to the brand new WTJU studios. We have just come upstairs. That's going to be Gail's desk. You're going to turn left. There's a little hallway. And here is the new WTJU studio. So we're going to go into here and I'll show you a quick tour of how things are all set. So this is the new board. It is a new digital Wheatstone board, although despite being digital, it's going to look and feel very similar to what you're used to. Let's turn down this volume so that I can keep talking. So you'll see the inputs here are very similar to what you're used to. Mic 1, mic 2. U refers to this being WTJU. X is for XTJ, and D is for the downstairs studio. So everything here is going to start with the letter U. So this is turntable 1, 2, and 3. CD 1, 2, and right now that's set to line in. It's just like the other one though, so we've got A-B input. So A is for CD3, B is for line in. Then we go over to PC, and these are also labeled with little stickers that have not actually been stuck there yet, but they will be. Then we go to the PC, so that's the actual computer that lives here permanently. Phone input for your phone calls that you put on the air, and then over here, our last two channels, this next to last one, switches between the downstairs studio, that's down program, and the stage, the downstairs stage. So you can toggle between the stage direct and the downstairs studio output. Over here, the A input is the production studio, which is across the hall, right through those windows. The B input is going to be automation, your overnight automation. It's not set up just yet, but it will be very shortly, and that will be the thing that we feed from. So this looks and feels just like the mixers you're used to, except that, well, yeah, so exactly the same. So you turn your mic on, fade up, and then there's your mic. For mic 2, right now we don't have any microphones plugged into it, but those are 4 inputs for up to 4 microphones that we can set on this tabletop. They will just be desktop stands for the time being. They are not going to be on mic booms just yet. We may upgrade that at some point in the not too distant future. But that's what those are. And then those go over here to this set right here. So mic 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can just adjust your volume right there. And then keep the master output where it is. There's also a little output level meter so you can monitor the levels coming in through those mics. And all of it, that whole mixer output, that little submixer output, all feeds into the mic 2 fader. Turntable 1, 2, and 3 are over here. I believe it's 1, 2, and 3, but we'll have to double check that. These are all Stanton turntables. The one on the end can play 78s, the others do 33 or 45. Those turntables are, all right, here's the thing. The turntables and the CD players do not have remote start at this point. We may be able to get that wired at some point, but right now they do not have remote start. That means if you want to play from turntable 1, for example, you need to turn it up and on and fade it up, but that does not start it. See, it's still not moving. So you have to physically come over here and push the start button. Fortunately, everything over here is really close and within arm's reach. So again, if I want to play CD1, I'll go ahead and turn that up and on. That did not start it, it's still over here. And so you have to just push the play button. Line in is, oops, let's get right there. Line input is, goes into this white thing right here. You're used to this if you bring in a laptop, just a pair of phono plugs coming out of your laptop. If you prefer, you could use a 3.5 millimeter jack right here, like a headphone jack. Or, and this is the new thing, Bluetooth. So if you have, for example, a playlist of music on your phone, don't have a cable, no problem. Just connect to something called, I believe it's called BT Music on your Bluetooth devices that are available. And then again, phone in. We'll have more specific instructions on how to use the phone later. The PC in, again, it's going to play anything that comes out of the computer right here. You know, we've got Winamp over there, just like you're accustomed to. Your Staff Tools login, any browser kind of stuff that you play. It's going to look pretty familiar, even though under the hood is pretty different. As far as the rest of this goes, most of this, don't worry about at all. The one thing to think about is here's your cue speaker. So if you're queuing a CD, again, to queue a CD before you put it on the air, just push the queue button right here. So that puts it in queue, and this is your volume for queue. Also, this meter bar tells you what your queues, it's a visual meter for your queue, but this is really the queue speaker, and the speaker for queue is right there. So I'll take that out of queue. Other things over here are not critically important. Any of this you don't really need to worry about. We're not really going there much. However, yeah, just leave it for the most part. I'll tell you if you need to change it. You'll be monitoring program for now, and then here's your volume. So that's your control room volume. And then here is your headphone volume. So again, with a little headphone jack right underneath there. Ta-da! So, there is also headphones. You can use this headphone jack as well. It's a headphone distribution amplifier, so we can plug in a whole bunch of headphones at the same time. That's the basic tour of how things are set up. We've got little monitor speakers there, and then another one back over here. Not the ideal configuration. We'll try and move those around in the future, but right now that's just how we're set up. And that is the new WTJU studio. Oh, and just so you know, over there is going to be the shelving for our new releases and coming to town. So it's a lot of shelves. If you have any questions, shoot me an email.